think Rich watched it and Suzette watched part of it. So I don't know. Did you guys watch the whole thing?
I got an hour in, and I can't get into it.
Wow.
She agrees with Rotten Tomatoes.
I stopped it right when things seemed to get a little interesting, but it was like almost disappointing because I'm like, it's an hour in. Like, how am I struggling to keep watching
yeah,
it?
because I got into it right away.
I'm to the part where he's getting in someone's trunk. If you remember, like,
Oh yeah, no,
he
it was
sees
already
the posters.
Man, maybe you're right on top. You're right on par with the Rotten Tomato people.
Doesn't he sound like? Okay, so I tried to watch the whole thing in my Wi-Fi cutout. So
wow,
I am.
Oh, maybe that's what happened to all those Rotten Tomatoes people.
I got to the part where they're basically. It's pretty. I'd say I'm about 40 minutes in, and I'm very intrigued by it because you got the story with April, his girlfriend, and I was kind of confused at first because she's dead, but it sounds like he's on the phone with her dad, and her dad thinks she's in a coma, and he's going to come see her. So he didn't tell her that she died?
Well, that's nothing. That conversation's over, and it never comes back up again.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Okay. But,
I have a couple problems about how like he's handling everything.
Yeah. Like I'm not.
I mean, how would you handle if that was happening to real life?
I think you would say the accident. Why would you say come over to Greece if the girl's already dead?
Hold on a second. What's the movie about again?
A couple, boyfriend and girlfriend, they're in Greece traveling. They get into a car accident. The girlfriend dies.
Okay. Oh.
And in the car accident. And this thing Rich is talking about is a small 5 seconds of the movie. It has nothing else to do with the movie.
Oh, well, I haven't seen the whole movie
The
yet.
part that intrigued you doesn't come back up.
Doesn't come up. Like the little. I wonder why that would happen.
Well, I think that's what happens if your boyfriend, if your kids are on vacation in Europe and your daughter dies. You probably go there to get the body.
Yes.
I would assume.
But you would also go to get the body. But he didn't say she was dead. He's like, stay with her like the dad. Well, anyway.
Well, it's hard to tell probably that your daughter's dead.
First of all, Denzel's son is in it, and he sounds just like Denzel when he talks.
Does. He really
it's
does.
really cool, and I'm really intrigued. I would have sat through the whole thing. I think it's really good so far.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really loved the movie a lot. But I only had one person. The people I've talked to about the movie, like Suzette, say Suzette and my mother-in-law, same point of view you have, Suzette. Guys that I've talked to love the movie.
Love it.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird.
There's something about it feels very old school. The way movies,
that's what I
like
liked
the
about it.
pacing's kind of slow, but once it starts going, it goes.
I think that's what it was for me, is that it was slow. Like, I don't think I'm in the... Like, after watching Free Guy that we've been talking about for a couple days with Ryan Reynolds, it was so fast-paced and so, like, modern. And then going to watch this, I think I had to switch my mentality.
Well, that's how they make movies nowadays. Like, if you watch Jolt on Amazon Prime, as soon as you press play, it's action from the beginning.
Go.
Yeah, and this is, like, trying to, I think, throw back to maybe more movie making and skill and storytelling versus, like, Free Guy. Which, by the way, Kyle, we were talking about this earlier. Ryan Reynolds posted on his Instagram, he was thanking his friends that made cameos. And during the movie, I was like, whoa, that sounds like Hugh Jackman. He has a mask on, but I go, that sounds like Hugh Jackman. And then there was a scene where I thought it was John Krasinski from The Office, and it turns out I was right. But The Rock is in there, and I don't remember The Rock being in there. And who else is in there? Oh, we know about Chris Evans is in there.
Yeah.
But John Krasinski and The Rock, I don't, or The Rock for sure, I have no idea where the hell he is.
I don't know. I want to like watch it again so I can look for him. But it's like it's a video game, so there's so many people like in costumes and characters, so you can easily like hide a big star in that movie.
Well, for one, Hugh Jackman's in a mask. Like you don't know it's him except it's his voice. Yeah, you recognize that. But anyway,
Good catch.
So moving my son into the University of Arizona today. It's pretty crazy, it's pretty crazy. He's moving in with it's so weird too that he's going with his new roommate is his friend from preschool, right? So everything, my wife and him, everything's packed up and getting ready to go, right? They're leaving early this morning. I'm meeting them there later after our show, and it's just a different world. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like I just dropped my son off at preschool for the first time, and it was like very emotional because I feel like I'm like really letting him out into the world. But I feel like what you're about to do is that times like a bajillion. Like I can't even imagine the emotions you guys are feeling right now.
Well, right now there's not a lot for me.
But there's that like anticipation.
There is, but it's also like
own.
As a guy, I think I'm locking it up. But like tonight, he'll sleep in the dorm tonight, right? And then we're still there. We're going to be there until Friday. And then Friday when we leave, that's when it's probably going to be emotional for me.
Yeah.
And then he's there for a week with his roommates, getting to know everybody, and then school doesn't start for a week. So it's like living in the dorms, which I think is like, hey, having a good time, you're having fun with everybody, right?
Getting to know everyone.
So you get acclimated to your environment, and then school starts, which I think is a good thing.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool, right?
How does he feel? Is he nervous?
He said he's not nervous.
He's
And I'm trying to think about when I went to school, I wasn't nervous, but I also was living with my parents.
Yeah.
So I was just, I'd go to
I
school.
wasn't nervous. I was like, hell yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's how my sister was.
room.
My sister bolted. My sister was gone. She went to UCLA. She was gone. I was living with my parents, and I was like, boy, you're stupid. I still sleep. Mom does my laundry. She makes my food. She does everything. Why would you leave?
Cheaper.
She was gone. But like for me, and it's so funny too, because he's so smart the way he set up his classes. I was talking about this yesterday. I remember I'd have to get up and I'd go to class in the morning. Then I'd go home, 45-minute drive. Then I had to go back to class in the afternoon.
Why would you do
It
that?
was stupid. I don't know. It's stupid.
You do them all back to back, so you have the rest of the day free.
I know.
And you do like Tuesday, Thursday classes.
Yes.
I know.
That's the
That's what
best.
he did. It's so smart. I know, man. It's just incredible, man. What? So anyway, if you want to follow that story, I don't know what I'll be posting. Oh my God, my house too. I could give you an update on my house. What a disaster that was. So you know how there was a tornado came through my neighborhood, pulled a tree out of my neighbor's house and smashed it against my house, and it hit these power lines, and the trees were stuck in the power lines, and apparently these power lines saved the tree from going into my house and destroying my house.
You know what?
Wow.
Scott and I were actually talking about how lucky you were that the tree fell where it did, because when you posted a video going into your neighborhood and the tree was like over and the roots alone were as big as the truck that was parked in front of that house.
I know.
Like that came real close.
That's what the power line people said. Power line people came over to my wife. I was home and they were like, you don't understand what just happened, how safe you guys are. It would have taken out that whole side of your house.
Oh.
And
Could
what's
you
funny
imagine?
is
That's
we
so
were
scary.
we were campaigning 10 years ago to move those power lines underground. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was expensive, but we couldn't get all the neighbors to participate.
Oh,
So it was like predicting our safety years ago.
I knew it was bad when they had a reporter in your neighborhood saying,
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they're like, this is, so far as we can tell, the highest winds in the entire city, and it was right down the street from
Yeah,
your
that's
house.
what I heard. Our house was the whatever, the eye or
The
whatever,
epicenter?
something like that. Not our house, our street.
insane.